Ukraine could hear that they don't want to, as this could make them defenseless. It's day 1493 of Russia's operation in Ukraine. Let's dive deeper. Worse news could be coming Ukraine's way, as conflict in the Middle East lengthens. It has the potential to dramatically change Ukraine's situation, and in a pure sense could very well be catastrophic. Apparently, Western media citing internal sources suggest that the heavy use of air defense missiles defending against Iranian drones and missiles has caused a shortage, so the US is discussing whether to relocate air defense systems from Ukraine to the Middle East. However, at the moment no public statement has been issued regarding this. But if the US goes through with ground invasion, they will have to deploy their assets very close to the Iranian border, and by doing so would require a strong air defense network. Given that they already redeployed their air defense from South Korea, suggests that they could do similar with Ukraine. But Europe will try their best that it doesn't happen, because by doing that Ukraine will be completely defenseless. And given the increase in Russia's drone and missile production, it could be catastrophic for Ukraine. However, even if the USA doesn't relocate their air defense from Ukraine, at the moment the situation suggests that they will not be getting additional air defense missiles, which means they will have to be very strategic with their assets they decide to protect. As you can see, it's a lose-lose situation for Ukraine. It all depends on the decision on ground invasion, so Ukraine would be hoping that it doesn't happen. Now their situation on the ground could also turn very bad, as Russian armed forces have started maneuvering in their spring-summer offensive. The most notable event was the attack on a dam on the Seversky Donetsk River. In the latest update, Ukrainian sources have accused Russia of blowing up a dam northeast of Slavyansk. In the footage shared we can see multiple strikes landing on the dam, and the water flowing. Because of the geographical situation, it could in theory isolate Ukrainian grouping on Lenin's side, or at least make it difficult to supply, which would weaken their defenses. As I have explained in my previous report, the biggest threat to Slavyansk is the Eastern Front. But Ukraine, knowing that there aren't many cities in between, have deployed significant forces on this front. According to pro-Ukrainian sources, their 11th Army Corps is defending Slavyansk, while the 19th Army Corps is defending Kramatorsk. On the Russian side, 2nd Luhansk Army Corps has taken the charge. Offensive operations on this front are going to be very complicated and intense, as all the defenses interact with each other. Now moving to Heliopol front. I got the answer I promised in my last report, though it turns out we already know the reason. Basically, Ukrainian paratroopers took advantage of the communication disruption caused by the Starlink terminal. They exploited the gaps simultaneously and penetrated the rear of Russian forces, thus forcing them to withdraw. But according to Russian sources, Ukrainian forces are recapturing areas at high cost. However, the biggest threat Ukraine is facing is the relocation of air defense, which has potential to be catastrophic. Subscribe for more frontline updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.